Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Alex Garcia. I'm a software support specialist over here at Distributor Central. Today's webinar, we're going to be going over custom products. So what is a custom product? A custom product consists of either two things. The first one is copying the product over from the supplier that's already in our database. And then that gives you the ability to go in and fully customize the product. You can change the image, the pricing, the quantities, the description, so on and so forth, the options, the choices. Or if we don't have a product currently in our database, or maybe we don't have the supplier signed up with us and you want to use the product on your website, you can create a product from scratch and make it orderable on your website. So custom products come in handy primarily for company stores, and then also just in general of like if you had some custom products you wanted to create to add to your website in general, you could do that too. So you can mix and match products pulling from the database and then your custom products that you want to display on your website. So we'll go over, the breakdown of the custom products, the best way to set it up. We're always looking for the best way, new ways to set up custom products that's most user-friendly and the easiest way to set it up manually for you guys on the back end. And so we'll go over that. So as I was talking about custom products, and we'll also talk about, what breaks down to a product itself. What are the key factors of a product? What makes up a product, so you can better understand that. Feel free to ask questions along the way in the chat, and I'll save some time at the end to answer those questions. So stick around for that. And then also this will be recorded, so you should be receiving a recording for this within a day from today. And then that way you can go back and look at it, and we'll also add it to our webinar page once we get that recording up and running. So first thing, with a product? What is it? How do you create a product? A product consists of three main areas. You have your product level itself. So that's going to be like the item number, the product name, the description, the pricing, any additional information you want to add to it, categories you might want to put it in. You have the option level, which is going to be like product colors, product sizes, just the name itself. And then the choices are actually going to be those sizes, so like small through 3XL, colors, red, white, and blue. And the way that it works, and you'll see that when we get started here, is when you create the choices, you'll then attach them. So for instance, we'll take an example for product color. So we do red, white, and blue as a choice, like we talked about. We'll take that, we'll create an option called product color. We'll attach those choices that we created to that option, and then we'll attach the option product color to the actual product. And you'll see an example of that as we go through it. So I'll show you how to get started. The two ways, like we talked about, copying the product over from the supplier and then creating it from scratch. But before you do any of that, in order to get custom products going, you have to create a fulfillment account. So once you log into your DC account, if you come over here to the left-hand menu, go to Account, Child Accounts, and then what we're going to do, there's two types of child accounts. There's distributor accounts and there's fulfillment account. You only need one fulfillment account. That's going to be all your custom products where they're housed. Distributor accounts come into handy if you have sales reps, you want them to have their own account, so it's going to be a sub account within the main account. Or if you're doing like company store and you want to have something separate from your main account. So if I create a company store website under my main account, DC Webinars, then the invoicing and everything like that is going to say DC Webinars. But if I wanted to have the customers or the client's company name there, then I'll create a child distributor account, and then I can put that website in there so everything is associated with that. So main thing you need to think of when you're creating a company store is, what do I want on the invoicing? Is it going to be different payment processing than what I have on my main website? Do I need different shipping options, that type of thing? If you don't, you can just put it under your main account and link it that way. And that's what I've done in this one, and I'll show you that once we get to it. But first thing you need to do, like I said, in order to get the custom products going, is you need to create a fulfillment account. So account, child accounts, we're going to click add new child account. And then you'll just enter your information in here. So first name, last name, company. A lot of times you can just name it the same thing as your main account, because this is just going to be where you house your custom products. And then make sure you change the company type to fulfillment. And you can see right there, it says fulfillment, manage your products, product editor. And then once you come down here, you can add additional information if you want, check the box, hit submit. And now I have a fulfillment account. So this is where all my products, custom products, are going to be housed. Once I have the fulfillment account, then I can do the same thing. So if I was coming back into it later on, I can go home, account, child accounts, and you'll see your fulfillment account. Click login, and it'll log you into your fulfillment account. From your main account, you can access any of your child accounts, so you don't have to log into them directly once you create that account. Another thing to know about the child accounts with the distributor is if you're creating it for the actual store itself, you want it to be separate, make sure that you set the email address to your email, because it's going to act as, it's going to give that person access to the back end of Distributor Central. So you can put all their information in there for your client, but just make sure it's your email in there. And then that way they don't get access to the back end. But with the fulfillment account, you don't have to worry about that. You're just creating a fulfillment account within your main account, so you can start adding custom products. So the first option we're going to go over with the two options that I talked about is how to copy the supplier product over. So once you log into your fulfillment account, you're going to come over here to products, then we're going to go to advanced features, and we're going to go to copy supplier product. So here you can see a list of items of things to fill in here. And so you want to know what the item number is, and you want to know who the supplier is. So for my example, I'm going to do a tumbler from Diamondback Branding. So if I click on the supplier account and I start typing in Diamond, and I just go to Diamondback Branding, and then I'll put in the item number. And then down here, data to copy. So when you're creating custom products, you want to try to create it as minimal as possible, not a lot of options, not a lot of choices. You want to make it easy for your customer, your client, to be able to place orders on without having to go through a bunch of options and stuff. Like there might be, like imprint, size, and all that. When you're ordering stuff for your customer, just on a generic, when the products are pulling in from the supplier, and they have all the quantity breakdowns, you need the artwork upload. So when it comes to company store, you basically already have all that. You know what their logo looks like. You don't need any of that information. So you just want to try to keep it as simple as possible. So I have the supplier's name in there. I have the item number. And then what I recommend doing at the most is do pricing if you want, images if you don't have the images already. I don't do the copy option and choices. I'll make up my own, and we'll show you how to do that. Attributes is going to be the bullet points, so you can leave that if you want. And then the template data, you don't really need that either. So then I'm going to click submit, and you can see that it's done, it's been added. So now if I go to view the product, you can see it's already created in here. So from here, I can go in and I can start customizing it. All the information's copied over. I can start customizing it to my liking. So if I wanted to change the description, the item number, if I go to the additional information, I can change some stuff there. Pricing, if I wanted to do wanted to have one quantity or more, I can click on these here and click delete if I wanted to remove them. So hit save and it'll delete those. So as you can see, a lot of different things. It basically copies all the base information over of that product from our database. And then you can go in and you can customize it if you want. Or the other option is, like we talked about, is creating it from scratch. You can do that whether I could have created this one from scratch if I wanted to, or I can copy it over from the supplier, whatever's easiest for you. Either way, it's going to work. And then if you look at the images, I usually do the images just because that way I don't need to go in and copy unless you have custom images you want to use. So let's say you had when referring to a company store, let's say you had your client's logo that you put on all these tumblers, then you can upload those in here instead of using the default ones. But if you just had the default ones and you only had certain colors, so you can see all the colors that come default, but let's say that I just wanted to do like blue, gray, and like that charcoal black, I can click on the X here and I can remove all the ones that I don't need, and it'll take them out, and then I can just use the ones that I want in here. I can also replace this main image to, like we talked about, a custom one, or I can use one of the colors that I have here. So you'll notice here with the images, 750 pixels on the longest side in order for the images to upload in there. But I can go in there and I can, fully customize it. I could take them all out if I wanted to. So if you need the images and you're just pulling the default images from the supplier, you don't have any custom images, you just want to pick and choose which colors. You don't want to give all the colors, because usually with the company store, there's dedicated colors to that company. So you can have those colors here and then take out the rest of them. Excuse me. The next option was the second one that we talked about, creating it from scratch. So once we go to, we'll just start with the home. Let's say we're in our fulfillment account. You can click on the product list to take you there, or you can come over here to products, add edit products, and it's going to give you the list of all your custom products that you have so far. So now I'm going to create one from scratch. And so like we talked about at the beginning, here's where we can kind of break it down. So you can see the three main areas of the product. You have choices, options, and the product level itself. So if we just look at the one that we looked at, you can see the product houses, like I talked about, product name, the item number, the description, the pricing, the categories, that type of thing. Whereas the option and the choices, so the choices would be the colors, like red, white, blue, sizes, small, medium, large, extra large. The option would be just the name of it itself, so product color, product size, and you'll see that here when we go over an example. So you can either start at the product level and work your way to the choices, or you can start at the choices and work your way to the product level. I like to start at the choices because you're basically taking the choices, and then once you get the choices, create the option, add those choices to the option, and then add that to the product level. The product level is the easiest one to create. The choices, so that's why I like to start with the choices too, because once you have all your choices, you can basically create everything. If you go the other way, you create the product, then you'll have to go back in, create your choices, create your option, and then attach those options to the product. So whatever's more comfortable for you guys, either way will work. So if we click edit choices, we're going to start off with the choices here. The one I'm going to create is I'm going to do a polo. And so polo, I'm going to go colors, red, blue, and black. And then sizes, for the sizes, I'm going to go small through 3XL. So now I'm just going to click add a new choice. And then I'm going to change the option type. So I'm going to do the colors first. So I'm going to come down to product color information. Choice name, I'm going to start out. So we'll do blue, blue. And then for the style number, what I like to do is I like to use the item number that I'm going to use for the product. So in this case, I'm just going to use the supplier's item number. So if I put the item number in there, that way when I'm doing the options and you'll see it, it'll stick out and let me know which one. So if I just do blue, then I'm not going to know which blue it belongs to. So I'll click save. Then I'll come over here to images. I can add an image to it if I want. Click select file, and then I'll go to my images that I already have saved, and I'll grab the blue polo, and it'll upload it here for me. You can add the image if you want to. You don't have to add it. We're going to be adding the images on the product level as additional images, which you'll see once we get down to the product level. So it's up to you if you want to add it on the option too. You don't need it. Then what you can do is you can do add similar choice, or you can just do add new choice. either one. So if you're doing images and you do add similar choice, it's going to copy everything. So blue, the image. So if you're doing, excuse me, if you're doing just the ones with the images, I would just do add new choice, especially if you're doing color, because it's really easy to do. Just click add new choice, product color information. Then we're going to go to red, and we're going to do the same thing. Put the style in there, which is the item number. Hit save. Go to images. Add the red. So I'm just pulling from my desktop these images that I already had ready to go. Add new choice, and then we're going to do one more color. We're going to do black. And black. Put the item number in there so you know which one it is. Hit save, go to images, select the file, and we're going to pick the black color, and then we're good to go there. If you didn't do the images, like I said, so if I go back to choices now, you can see the ones that I've created. If you didn't do the images, I could have just did black, and you'll see that when we get to the sizes, because there's no images for sizes. You can use the add similar function, which will copy everything over. That way it makes it less work that you have to type in and do. So I have my colors here. I'm ready to go. I need to create my sizes now. So if I click add new choice, I'm going to change the option type to product sizes. And then I'm going to start with small. And then I'll put the number in there again so I know which one. And we'll do the add similar. So you see it copies everything over, and then I'll just change that to medium. So it saves me one step where I don't have to enter in the style number, which is the item number. Add similar. And then we'll do another one. We'll go up to 3XL, and I'll show you how to add additional fee for the larger sizes. And then we're going to do add similar again. And then this time it's going to be $2. So let's say it's $2 more for the double. So if we do that, click save, then we'll come over here to pricing. So with leaving it by default, it's going to pull in the pricing whatever's listed on the product level. If there's a upcharge for the larger sizes or for whatever the option is, you can just come in here, select one quantity. We'll do $2. Change the unit of measure to extra. Make sure you check the box, display to customers, hit save. And then I can do add similar, and we'll do 3XL. Hit save. And then go to pricing again. And we're going to change it to $3, make it simple. So 2XL's $2 extra, 3XL's $3 extra. And if I go back to my choices, you can see I have all the stuff I need for my polo product that I'm going to create. So now I'm going to go to options. And we're going to click add new option. So as we were creating the choices, you noticed it said option type. So you want to make sure they match so it can pull in the same data. So for here, we'll start with the color. So we'll go to product color information. Option name, I usually just give it a simple name, product color. What I like to do here for the number is put the item in again, and then I'll do like PC for product color. Remember, just trying to keep it as simple as possible. Then all we have to do is come over here to choices, and you can see all the choices. So when I talked about adding choices and then putting them into the option, I can select them here, move them over. These numbers won't show up, so you don't have to worry about that showing up on the product. It's just so you can see it in the list. So imagine that I had like 30 products created, and obviously other products are going to have black, blue, and red color, especially if I'm doing it for a company store. If you didn't have that number there, then it would just say black, black, blue, blue, so you wouldn't really know which one goes with what. especially even if you added an image to it, which you don't have to do. That's optional if you want to do it, like I said. So once I do that, I'll click save. Then I'll go to ordering. You can see the ordering question already populates based off of what I named it. So it can say select product colors. And then what I'll do is I'll come over here, make sure it's required. And you can see here, black, blue, red. I can move it down, up and down, and you'll see that when we get to the product size. So what we'll do is we'll just leave it like that for now. We'll click save, and then we'll go add new option, because now we need to do the product sizes. So now if I come in here and do product size, hit save. When I go to the choices, it's only going to show the sizes because it's matching with that option. So you can see all here. So I'm just going to select all these, move them over, hit save, and then I'm going to go to ordering. And you can change the ordering question to whatever you want. Like I said, it'll pre-fill, but I'll just go ahead and change it there, make that required too. And so now, like I talked about with the ordering, you can see it says 2XL, 3XL, so it's out of order. So I can take the small, move it up to the top, move the medium up, move the 3XL to the bottom, the 2XL. That way it's all in order, small, medium, large, extra large. So now what I need to do is I need to pair them both together. So now that I have the product sizes and the product color, we're going to use what's called the double option grid. That basically pairs them together and allows it to say, okay, I want black polo. And for that black polo, I want, let's say if I was doing 10 as the quantity. So I want 10 and I want 5 black in extra large. And then I want 5 blue in extra large. And I want to be able to order it all in one section so I don't have to go in, say, okay, I want 5 blue, extra large, add to cart, get all the way to the cart, add another product, go back, I want 5 black. This allows you to do it all in one step. It's called the double option grid. So if you look down here, it says type form to display when ordering. We're going to change this to double option grid, price based on main order quantity. And it's going to ask us for the second option that it wants us to pair it to. So the option that we have is the product color. And I'll hit save. And then we just need to go back and pair the product color to the product size. So if I go back to the option list, and we'll go here and look at, let's see here, product color. I'll click edit, and I'll come over here to ordering. I'll change this one, same thing, double option grid, price based on main order quantity. And I'm going to marry that to product size and hit save. So the way the double option grid works too is that, and this is the reason why I had you put the number in there, is because you won't be able to use multiple options paired to another. So let's say, for instance, I just had product color for the polos, and I had blue, black, red, and then I have a men's version and a ladies version. And I want to use the same thing because it's all exact same colors for the ladies version. You'll have to create another product option. You have to create another option for that to marry those two together, because once they're together, so this one right here, the product size that I created and the product color, those are connected together. You won't be able to connect those to any other one. And that's why it's good to have that number in there. So then you know which ones are connected to what, and it makes it easier. And that way it's all lined up with their actual item number. So now that I have them paired up, I'm done with the options. So I started with the choices, I did the options, and now I need to go to the product level. So I'll just save my changes here. I'll go to edit products, and I'll add a new product. So now I'll go with the product name, and we'll just do something simple, polo. PS for polo shirt. And then you'll have to add a description in there. So you could literally just say, polo shirt. You don't have to put anything super detailed like the supplier may have. You can copy in their description. If you're pulling from the database, you could pull it up and find out what the description is, copy and paste it in here, even when you're creating it from scratch. So I'll click save. And then we'll kind of go down the list here. So additional info, you can see here with the product sizes. So I can do small through 3XL and put, and you can see I've already done it. It's autofill in. Additional charges for sizes 2XL plus. That'll let them see that. You can list a production time if you want to. You don't have to. You can see the only things you really need in order to get the product to display, if I go back here, is product name, supplier product number, description, and an image. So you can see right now I'm missing an image in order for it to display. So we'll go to the next one. So we were on additional info. And you can see I can add a production time if I want to. I don't need to. We'll go to images. And then here's where I'm going to upload my images. So I've put together like a custom collage of the images. So this is going to be the main image that shows up in the thumbnail when they're viewing the product. You can either choose like, okay, I want a certain color to display as the main image, or I want them all to display. That way they can see them all at once. So for this one, and we'll do another product after this, but for this one, let's say we want to do we want them all displayed in like a collage. So I'll select the file. You can see here I have them all together. I'll click open. And then that way they can see them all in one spot when they first look at it. And then select file. I'll put all the colors in there. And it's going to add all those additional images. So here you can do different colors, different angles, whatever you wanted to do. You can add as many images as you want there. And as I mentioned, you can do like a main image that has them all in like a collage, or if I wanted to say, okay, black is the main color, I can do black. Or in regards to like a company store, a lot of times what I see is people only have like one or two colors, or even sometimes one color available. So if you only have one, then that would be your main image. Then we're going to go to pricing. And we want them to be able to order one quantity or more. So we'll put one there. You don't have to worry about the margin. That's more on the supplier side of things. That's how they enter in their retail price. They set their margin, and that's how you get the net price as a distributor. So this doesn't come into play because you're creating it for your client, your customer. And so for here, I'll say $12 each, display to customers, click save, and now I have my pricing in there. And we're just making our way down the list here. So then we'll go options. You can see those options that I created. So once again, choices, and then choices get added to options. Options get added to product. So here's the options. So I'm going to go product color, product size, hit save. You can add a category if you want to. It's optional, but I'll do polos knit and hit save. That way you can sort them by category if you need to do that. Packaging, you don't need to worry about that. Ordering, that's more for the supplier end of things again. Let's say that I wanted the size to be first. I can flip this around just like I could do the ordering on the option level. We're going to leave it at original. And then if you wanted to add bullet points like we talked about when we copied the product over, you can come over here and you can go to attributes. And once it pulls up, you'll see bullet points here. And then, so the bullet points would be like, you can add like little quick things about it, like, 100% polyester, dry wicking, dry fit technology, whatever you want the key points to be, you can add them in the bullet points if you want to, or you can add it to the description. It's up to you. So we'll go back to the editor. So now I have this product ready to go. It's displaying privately. So we're good to go there. So now I have 2 products ready to go, the one I copied over from the supplier and the one I created from scratch. And so this one, next one, what we're going to do is I'm going to do a hat. So now I can go back to add edit products, just follow the menu up here. You can see my 2 products. And we'll do it the other way so you can see what it looks like from the product level going to the, so we started, which the way I recommend is choices, options, products. And if you know all your products in uphand, and I'm just doing it separately so you can see examples, just do all your choices at once and then do all your options at once and then do your products and then you're done. But if you want to do it one by one like this, you can, and I'm just showing you that for demonstration purposes. So product, we'll start there this time and we'll move this way. So we'll go products, options, choices. So I'm going to add new product. And then here, I'm going to call this one, we'll say low profile. Actually, we'll just call it a cap. And then in the description, we'll put low profile cap. And then we can come over here to, we'll call it CP because you need to give it an item number. Click save, and you can see all I'm missing now for it to display is an image, but we want to add pricing and other stuff like we did before. So we'll come over here. We'll go to the size. One size fits all. Another thing you can do, like I said, with here is you can put the production time. We'll do the additional information on this one. So I'm just doing a little extra this time. You don't have to do this, but you can. So like for colors, we'll do blue, red, and black. So we're kind of carrying it towards a company store. So we're going to use the same colors. Hit save. And then you can see that it's asking for the production time. So if you do enter in information here, then you have to put the production time in there. So we'll say 10 days. You can hide the production time on the website though if you have to. And then we'll go pricing. And we'll come over here, do 1. And we'll retail price, we'll say $10. Just make it up a price here. Display to customers. And then we'll go to options, which you can see this is why I recommended choices first, then options, then product. Because when you get here, you don't have the options. So you can continue on and do everything you need to do, but you're going to have to come back and add your options. So we'll do category. And we'll do caps and hats. We'll go to ordering, make sure everything's set up there, which it looks good. So now we need to go add our choices. So we're going to jump from products to choices now. So we'll click add new choice. And we're going to do colors again. So same colors, blue, red, and black. So we're going to come down here like we did before. And we're going to go to product color information. Start with blue. This one we won't do the images, so you can see the add similar. We'll take the item number. Or actually, we called it CP. That's that, just the supplier's item number. And then we'll come in and we will go to, you can do add similar, and that way we don't have to change the option type. So if we just do add similar, change that to red, and then we don't have to enter the style number in either. And then add similar. And then we'll do finish with black. So you could do the same thing as you did first with the polo, where we could add the image if you wanted to, but you don't have to, because it's going to be in the additional information, and they'll see it on the page as they're going through the order process. So they'll always see the additional colors there. So now I have my colors. I'm good to go there. Now I'm going to go edit options, and then we'll come over here to add new option. We'll come down here to the product color, because that's the only thing that's going to apply here. Once again, just product color. This option name can always be the same, like when you're referring to colors, sizes. The supplier option number has to be different. So we'll do CP product color. And then we're going to go to choices. And this is where, like I was talking about. So we have blue, black, and red in 2 products. So if I didn't put that number in there, then I wouldn't be able to tell the difference. But now I can, because I can see the CP. So all I need to do is grab the CPs, move that over, hit save, go to ordering. Now I'll usually just change this to product colors. That way they can select multiple options. And I'll show you another example here. Don't want to go too deep into the type forms that you can use, but I just wanted to show you an example. So another one is choice checkbox, which it defaults to. What choice checkbox does is, let's say that they say they want 10 products. What it's going to do is it's going to go to the next part of the order, and they'll have the option to choose red, or blue, red, black, and it's going to take all 10 quantity and apply it towards that option. That's if you use choice checkbox. If you switch it and you want them to be able to say, you know, okay, I want 10 red. If you want them to be able to split it up, so 10, let's say they want 5 red, 2 blue, and 3 black. So you want them to be able to split it up instead of just saying 10 and then they have to choose one color. Then you come over here to, it's right above the double option grid. So we're not using double option grid this time because we don't need to marry 2 options together. There's only one option for them to choose from, and that's product color. If there was a size, like if it was a fitted hat, then you could do that double option again, so they could choose the color and then their size of their hat that they need. So from here, we're going to go right above it where it says choice quantity total based on main order quantity. That's the one we're going to use. We're going to click save. And then we're going to go back to the product level. We've already created the product right there, CP. So we'll click edit. And we still need to add our images too, you can see, so it'll let you know what's missing. So we'll go to images first. And once again, this time I'm going to use, let's say I want black as the main color. So I'll use that. And then I'll select the additional colors over here. Whereas last time I did like a collage of all of them and then I just listed them over here. So either way will work. Then I'm going to go to options. Now that I'm in options, I'm going to grab that CP product color, move it over, hit save. Then I'm going to go back here. I can go to main info, make sure everything looks good, which it does. Then I'll go add edit products. And now I have my 3 products. So I have a cap, a polo, and the one that I copied over from the supplier from our database. So now the products you can see they're displaying. So if I click edit, displaying. When you go down here to the one we copied over from the supplier, when I was talking about the attributes, if you want to add the bullet point, if you click preview, you can see right here, these are what I was talking about. So these are the bullet points that will show up. This is the product description. This was the one that we copied over from the supplier. So if you want to add bullet points to it, you can. It's up to you. So if we look at the products now, they're all displaying, but how do I get them over to my website to display on my website? So what you do from here is now you need to create a product list to put them into. So in this example, I'm moving all these to the store that I've already built. And stay tuned for the webinar on tomorrow that's going to show you how to go through and create your company store website and customize it how you see fit. But I'm going to come over here to products, advanced features, come down here to product list manager. And all I'm going to do is simply create a product list. So I'll click add new list. I'll call mine DC store because that's the website I'm going to put it in. And now that I have it, I'll click edit products and I'll just move them all over into that list. Hit save. This is the best way to do it because you can do it one by one or you can do it all at once. You can also do it as you're creating. If you do this step or you already have a list that you want to add it to, when you're creating the product or editing the product, I'll show you here. So if we edit the product, there's a button right here that says edit product list, and you can come in here and just check these. I like to use the product list option because it allows you to do one or multiple ones at one time, which you can do it here too, but it's a lot easier just to click the plus, move it over, hit save. So now I have my product list created. Now I need to add it to my website. So I need to get back to my main account, or if you did the child account, whichever account you have your website under. So you'll come up here to your initials at the top. Yours will be switch account. This is admin. So, or actually, I'm actually logged in. So this will be switch accounts. So it'll be the same on your end. Once you switch accounts, it takes you back to your main site. And this is where I have the website. So if I go websites, hosting manager, this is going to be the list of all my websites, and I have one of my company stores in here ready to go. So if I look here and I see DC store, and I'm going to click manage, I need to create a product collection for it. Similar to the way product collections work for just generic websites, I'm just going to pull in that product list that I created and publish it on the website. So if I come over here and click manage, you can see right now I have all products collection created, which pulls in everything. I need to add a filter. I'm going to go to product list. I'm going to pull in the list that I just created, hit save, and now I'm down to 3 products. I'm going to click publish. And then if I go back one to DC store, I can click on the link, and you can see here my products have been added. So now my products are ready to go. They're added to the store. Now that I have the product list created, I don't need to do anything. Like, let's say that this was the only list that I needed to create for my store. All I need to do when I add additional products is just add them to the list and save it. I don't need to come back to my website and do what I just did because I already have the product list loaded in there. So any products that I add or subtract to this DC store list in my fulfillment account will automatically update on your website. So you can see here that this is how it would look, just something simple. And like I said, we'll go over this tomorrow in the webinar. Basically, you start out from, let me go back here. You'll start out with the company store template. Any of our templates can be used for a company store, or you can add it to an existing website like we said. But if you look at the company store template, excuse me, if I come down to here to the company store, preview it. So this is the default one, how it looks, and this is what I transformed it into. And we'll show you how to do that tomorrow. So a lot of times you want to go in there, you have your client's logo here, client's logo there, and then match their colors to their logo so it's more customized than just throwing their logo here and having this navy blue color. It turns out really nice and looks really good, and you can send that over to your client. But we'll show you, so if we look here, when we're talking about the double option grid, show you how that works. So this is the one that we created with the double option grid because we have product color, product size. So if we click on it, you can see I select my quantity. So let's say, like the example we were doing, 10. You can see now 10 out of 10, it's going to keep track of what I need to do. So if I want 5 and I want the color, that's where you add the image. It gives you a little thumbnail. So if you wanted to do that, you can. This is for if you wanted to add it for the double option grid. It'll give you the little thumbnail like that. But you can see I can switch over here anytime and look at the colors or any images I need to. So let's say we want 5 black, extra large, and then I want 5 red, extra large. And then I click add to cart, excuse me. And then if I click the details, you can see it's already added in there and it's got it broken down for you. So you can see that depending on what you use for the main image will show up here. So a lot of people like to do a collage because it kind of shows everything. Or if you have a main image that you want to use color-wise, you can do that too. But I think that's going to do it for today. Like I said, I'll stick around, answer any questions. As always, if you guys have any questions at all, feel free to contact us. Our office hours are Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can email us anytime, info@distributorcentral.com, or call us 888-516-7401. Another new feature you probably noticed if you've been logged in the last 2 weeks is there's a help button down here. That's our live chat. So anytime during office hours, you can just live chat with us if need be. Hope everybody has a great afternoon, and we'll talk to you soon.